Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about my April TBR, and I'm really trying in April to make my reading plans lighter than they have been in recent months. I especially did a lot of structured reading in March, and I want to give myself a little bit more breathing room in April, more room to do some mood reading, and also to work on episode 2 of Shelf Control. I should be posting the first episode of that, I think just before you see this TBR, and I've been having a lot of fun working on that project, so I'm really looking forward to episode 2, and I want to give myself plenty of kind of breathing room to make episode 2 happen on a reasonable timeline, given that episode 1 got so delayed due to just kind of life events. So I'm really looking forward to that, but I wanted April to be a little bit lighter, so I'm trying to focus a little bit on achieving some of my goals that I've set myself at the beginning of the year that I feel like I haven't made enough progress on, or at least not enough to satisfy myself. And we're going to be focusing on that, and I'm just picking a handful of things that will help me achieve a few of those goals, or at least make a little bit of progress towards them. So the first two books that I want to talk about for April are books that I am actually carrying over for March. These two were on my Roll of Reads TBR, and they will help me achieve a couple of my goals, but also will let me kind of make good on the promise that I feel like I created when I put them on a TBR. So I am going to be carrying over Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie and A Restless Truth by Freya Marske. These were two of the ones I think I talked about in my March TBR as being the most excited for these two. These are both sequels to books that I really loved, and I've been wanting to get to these sequels for ages now. So April's going to be the month I do it. This is partially why I wanted to make my TBR lighter, is to ensure that I can actually get to both of these books, since they are, I mean, they're not huge, they're not super chunky, and I know that this one in particular will read really quickly, because Freya Marske's writing is just so, like, snappy. It's like luxurious and descriptive, but it's also really snappy, and it just kind of drags you through the story really quickly. So I know that this is going to be a faster read than I'm anticipating, but I also know that Before They Are Hanged will take me some time. This one being the second book in the First Law universe, I also want to make some progress here because I'm looking forward to finishing up this trilogy, which I am thoroughly enjoying, and then getting a chance to move on to the kind of bigger First Law world, because I know there's also some standalones, there's a second trilogy, and I'm really looking forward to diving deeper into kind of the First Law universe that Joe Abercrombie has created. Also, I'm really looking forward to here getting to see Maud have her romance. This is the sequel to A Marvelous Light, so this one is like Edwardian era murder mystery romances with magic, and they're delightful. I'm really looking forward to Maud getting her romance. She and Violet seem like they're going to be really great together, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how their relationship develops. I have restarted this one. I did read the first little couple of chapters while I was attempting to read it for Roll of Reads before I ended up changing my plans, so I'm like fully back into it. I'm really excited to pick this one back up. So that's kind of the biggest bulk of my kind of April reading plans, but I do have a couple of other things I want to put on here that are a little bit shorter and kind of different in genre, which I hope will help me kind of keep things fresh and interesting and keep that momentum going. So I also want to pick up Penance by Eliza Clark, which is a kind of look at the ethics of true crime, is my understanding. This is a story of some friends who had a friend of theirs who was brutally killed, and they, like, the crime is solved, etc., etc., but 10 years later, a journalist comes back and is like, I don't think that was the whole truth, and starts interrogating people again, trying to figure out, like, what was actually going on, but it seems like maybe not everything the journalist is writing is also accurate. So it's kind of looking at, like, our obsession with true crime, our obsession with crime stories, the ways that we treat victims, the ways that we treat suspects, and that, like, issue of how much of what we write is true and doesn't matter. So I'm really interested in this. I think it sounds like it's going to be really thought-provoking, and I've heard really great things about Eliza Clark's writing. I also wanted to pick this one up because this helps me get towards my goal of reading 60% of the new books that I'm bringing into my library. That's something I really wanted to work towards this year, and I've done a really good job of reducing the number I brought in, but now I just need to actually read the ones that I've gotten. I have at this point read a few of them, but this is one that I bought recently that I've just really been in the mood for, so I feel like this is a great opportunity to pick it up, make some progress on that goal, and prevent this one from languishing on my shelves. The last specific book that I want to put on my TBR is Careless People by Sarah Wynne Williams. This is a memoir of a woman who used to work for Facebook. She was a kind of director level position and worked with a lot of the higher level execs. And this is her talking about her time at Facebook and the bad behavior, the kind of lack of ethics that she saw happening behind the scenes. And I actually was not at all interested in this book in the slightest. I'm not a Facebook user. I used to be, but it just kind of makes me angry now, so I just never log into it. I think I actually did delete my Facebook too. So, like, I'm not a Facebook user. I don't really care all that much about Facebook. but I saw recently a few headlines that were talking about that Meta has been trying to actively suppress this book, either trying to prevent its publication or trying to get it removed from shelves after it was published. So that has me curious, like what's in here that Meta is so desperate to prevent people from reading? It's a bit of that like Streisand effect of like the more they tell us that they don't want us to remember this, they don't want us to know about this, the more interested I am in reading it. So I do really want to give Careless People a try. I'm going to make this one my nonfiction for April. This is one of the goals I feel like I've been doing pretty well with. I have been reading at least one nonfiction every month, and I want to keep that momentum up, so I'm thinking that Careless People is going to be a good pick. I've heard it's like very fast-paced, and like people are reading, just like tearing through it, reading it really quickly because it's so gossipy and there's so much in it that's just like, what the hell? So I'm really excited to give it a try, and I'm looking forward to making that my nonfiction for the month. So those are the specific books I'm going to be reading. Like I said, I'm also going to be doing episode 2 of Shelf Control. I also, now that I've been speaking for a few minutes, I can't remember if I've already said this, but episode 2 of Shelf Control will be using a spinner wheel to choose my books. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a ton of fun, and I can't wait to get to work on that and share with you guys. So that's what you have to look forward to from me in April. Let me know down in the comments below what you're going to be reading for April, and I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, I hope you consider giving it a like, maybe even subscribing to see what comes next. I'm currently posting on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.